Yeah, hey everyone, Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are back doing our AI-only series here in Civ 6. We are using the New Frontier civs. We are competing them against each other, and this is going to be our second time through. First time, what, it was Gran Colombia that won? Who actually won? Yeah, Gran Colombia won the diplomatic victory. Hold up. We want to load configuration. Yeah. It's New Frontier Pass. So, unfortunately, last time we did no natural wonders, and someone pointed out, hey, if you do that, no one can actually get the Science Secret Society. And it's like, every time, I just try making the game fairer. I make it unfairer in a different way, shape, or form. So, whatever, we'll just select them all this time. We'll just see the difference. Once again, we're doing this mostly to see whether or not we can do diplomatic victory here in the future. I think with this mod, we're gonna have to turn this off. This is gonna be kind of a test for us. I think I want to leave everything else the same. I mean, we could turn off the natural wonders and turn off secret society mode, but in the scheme of things, when we do the AI only championship series, we probably won't do secret societies. I think that'll probably be the fairest. Turn off natural wonders and turn off secret societies, because I don't know this for a fact, but I do think there are certain secret societies that are just going to be infinitely better for this particular game, or at least for the AI. Maybe not so much for the player, but I definitely think certain ones for the AI are going to be better. One thing we do want to do is we do want to go ahead and just switch this random seed. We're just going to type in random numbers here, just because we don't want the exact same map. The other question is, would we like to switch some of these guys up so they're maybe in a different spot? That potentially is an option. Let's do Lady 6 guy here. Oh, that's gonna be L. Then let's do Teddy. We could do the other Teddy this time, but once again, I don't think this other Teddy is really particularly good for what. Well, we do have national parks on. Home continent. You know what, screw it. Let's do the other Teddy then this time. And then you were going to be Catherine the Magnificent. And these two are next to each other. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do Simone here then. And I think this will be fine. So Simone there, you can stay there, and then you can be Catherine. And we'll do Catherine Magnificent, because this one is the exact same as the other one. So I think everything else was pretty much okay for what we got. So let's go ahead and load in the game, and we will be right back as soon as the game finishes loading. All right, let's see how the map worked out. So we will load in. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Dude, I kind of dig the primordial maps because they tend to be a little more archipelago. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it how it's all one big connected island. I technically feel like primordial. I mean, I guess you want a bunch of floodlands, and maybe that's why it's more archipelago. Personally, I would rather see it a little more as a Pangea. I think that would be a better map. Maybe a Pangea with a lot of water on the inside, but anyways. All right, so we got a super laggy first couple turns here, which is always annoying, but anyways. We are running on DirectX 11 this time, which is definitely a little less smooth. Before it was still laggy, but at least when it was moving, it was at a nice, 60 frames per second. Now it's just 20, which it's just weird, because it's I don't understand why DirectX works so wrong in this game, at least for me, and only with recording. So Nazca is up here, and they have one of the natural wonders, which, hey, that's fine, because it's a city-state with the natural wonder. Taruga is down here. That's a barbarian encampment, even though it looks like England. And so there's actually no one on either of those islands. Preslov's over here, and then Teddy is right here? That should be Teddy. This is Mayan. Mayan's down here south with France right above them, and yeah, Teddy's up there. Huh, interesting. So you have all of this coast. There's two freaking gigantic islands, long islands here, and there's literally nothing there. Oh, there's Lake Erie. Yeah, and Great Salt Lake. Okay, and Lake Superior and Lake Ontario. So after I made all that speculation in the last round, they come here and literally give me three of the 5 Great Lakes. Also, someone actually mentioned they had seen some of the Great Lakes, and I was like, oh, all right. And I was about to point that out, and then I noticed, oh, hey, look, it's all of them, or at least 3 of the 5. It'd be great if we had Canada and had the other 2 in. Okay, where are the other 2 civs? Then we have Gran Colombia over here on an island by themselves, and then where is, oh, you're down here. Ethiopia. Oh, that's Gran Colombia with the weird colors. Interesting. Why is this color? Oh, because Teddy. Because we have a different color Teddy, that's why. I was like, why did Gran Colombia change colors? That makes sense. And Ethiopia is a different color. So now the question is, if Gran Colombia would have been first in the list in front of Teddy, would Teddy have the white? Or would Teddy have an alternate color? Although Teddy wouldn't be white because France, depending on where France was in the list. Although France is also using alternate colors because she's normally blue, right? Actually, no. Wait, I'm trying to think Magnificent. Isn't hers white and blue? I don't remember. Maybe she does have that sexy white. I mean, I really like these colors right here with the gold and white. It's kind of nice, even though they're golden, quote unquote, colors, a little more puke yellow. But, you know, I definitely wouldn't want to like paint my room that color, you know, but it's majestic looking. All right, so France is currently now at war with Teddy, which, no, not yet. They will be. It looks like Teddy's coming in for the invasion. Not surprised by that because we literally said last game that, you know, Teddy needs an early war. He enjoys having an early war. And the great thing about it is Teddy's about to have a city right on top. Dude, I love how these guys are literally just popping. Yeah, they're literally just popping. They're not even moving. I'm watching the preview monitor. Oh, that's interesting. They actually look better on the preview monitor. On the preview monitor for you guys, they're actually moving. On my screen, they're just going bap. But anyways, Teddy putting a forward city means we're definitely going to have an early war here. Between the two, right now, Lady Six Guy is the only one that got a golden age. Everyone else got a normal age, which is interesting. I wonder if it's because she got a religion. She did get a religion. Did she get an early game wonder as well, perhaps? She has a ley line, but what? Oh yeah, actually that's a good point. What society did everyone end up in? That's not the way to do that. We want to actually click on here. Dude, did Ethiopia get trapped? No. Huh. So Ethiopia did not get trapped, but they still only have one city down at this point. So the AI kind of bugged. Yeah, they bugged just a little bit. Interesting. I wonder why. He has the Hermetic Order, so he's going to be able to get a whole bunch of science. Maya is the Void Singers, not Void Slingers, although I like Void Slingers better. I like calling them Void Slingers. You're also Void Slingers. Teddy with the Hermetic Order. Dang it. I mean, that makes sense for Teddy, although I was really hoping he was going to be vampires. And then Gran Colombia got the Owls. Ooh, all right. Well, that's not going to help you all that much, especially since you don't really have possibility of too many trade routes to begin with. So, all right, have fun over here. We'll have to see if anyone takes a huge diplomatic swing here early game. Teddy, I'm not sure where he went with his city. Okay, Teddy. All right. I'm gonna say I don't think that was the smartest idea. I literally thought he was coming here to settle on the coal. And I was going to point out how the AI is cheating because they know the coal's there. Instead, the AI just decided to go settle down here. Like, the funny thing about this, like, I love Firaxis, great company. They make some great games. But, like, this became a problem when they introduced Rise and Fall, which was 2 expansions ago and, like, what, like 2.5 years ago? And the AI still is doing things like that. Like, although, no, okay, so in the previous times, we've seen this happen because the AI has had vision because of the AI only series. But the thing is, the AI didn't have, like, you can see Teddy doesn't have vision of the entire map. So he only had vision down here and somehow still decided that was the best location. I'm assuming maybe he's going for the aluminum. I have literally no idea what the thought process was of this particular spot. I guess it was the Dead Sea. Yeah, it must have been the Dead Sea. There should be something, though, where the AI doesn't settle cities that have loyalty issues. Or at least more than, like, maybe -5 or something like that. That, like, yeah, I don't know. Teddy did spawn right next to one of the natural wonders, which is interesting. So that's going to really benefit him. Teddy doesn't have a natural wonder bias, does he? I don't know if this Teddy has a natural wonder bias. Actually, I wouldn't be able to see that because no one has posted that yet because it's going to be in the new game files. So I'd have to go look in the XML files. Previous Teddy, though, which had the same ability, I don't think had a bias towards natural wonders. It would actually be interesting if Teddy does have a natural wonder bias. I might have to go look for that after this episode just to kind of confirm it. United States. No, they're America. Yeah, Teddy didn't have a bias before. So, yeah, I think after this episode, we're going to have to go take a look at that. So Maya has an absolute dominant position right now, and she's got a ton of her unique units, so she's really powerful here. France isn't doing too bad for herself either. If there's one thing that we're noticing after like 2 episodes of these civs is, for whatever reason, Maya has been extraordinarily powerful in both games. Like, she's built up a really large army. So I'm not entirely sure, but she might have a little bit of preference then towards building units. She hasn't been super domination focused. So I'm not entirely sure what is triggering that. Maybe it's just because she has the early game unit, and I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine the AI has a preference to build a bunch of their unique units, because generally we see that. So what might be happening is she's building a ton of her unique units simply because, hey, that's our unique unit. We want to build a bunch of them, which then coincidentally gives her a lot of units early game. And so then she kind of has a large power here for a while. All right, so we do have Teddy now declaring war on France. Does France only have one city too? I think we're going to go ahead and restart. Because I don't know what's with this map, but we have 2 of the 5 civilizations only settle 1 town. That is really, really weird. I think we're going to go ahead and restart and give us a new map. And I think while I take a second, I'm going to see if I can find the game files and see if I can actually see if Teddy has a start biased civilization. All right, I'll be back in 1 second, I guess, apparently. So this is rather interesting. I'm looking at the files here on Teddy, and so keep in mind Teddy didn't have a start bias before, but now I'm looking at start bias terrain. Civilization America, tier 5 terrain desert mountain, tier 3 terrain grass mountain, tier 3 terrain plains mountain, tier 5 terrain tundra mountain. Now the interesting thing about that is the fact that Teddy didn't have any bias. The higher the number means it's more likely to happen. So that means Teddy's now very likely to spawn near mountains. And apparently desert mountains and tundra mountains? Or I guess near any mountains, I guess, is supposedly what it's doing. Now, I'm wondering if it has 4. I'm wondering if it only takes, like, the first one or something like that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We can see here he spawned next to, it looks like just grassland mountains. That's grassland and plains mountain, which were tier 3. So it grabbed those instead of the tier 5. But basically, that's making me wonder if now all of these civs have a bias now. If they just really changed up the start bias in every civ. Now, what was the other thing we were going to ask? Well, here's the thing. Everyone's actually building cities this time, so that's good. So we're off to a slightly better start. And it's a little more balanced this time, too, where there's not 2 gigantic islands that are just completely wide open and empty. Mayans are having some trouble here because they currently have a barbarian invasion on their hands. They do not have a ton of units yet, but they don't have their unique unit yet. We'll have to see how that ends up working out for them. Like, I'm wondering if it was just super early in the tech tree before, and if it's not super early in the tech tree, if she's going to be a little less likely to get it, you know. But we shall see. Now, France is up here. We could go look at everyone else's bonuses or biases here, but, like, it's not the easiest thing to find. It's not like you can just click on something and be like, oh, yeah, hey, here we go. Like, let's look at Catherine real quick. I think it would be under leaders again, right? And then search for bias. Bias. I think that's how you spell it. So there's no matches on bias for her. I think that's actually in the right spot on the XML file. Like, it's weird because sometimes they're in like different XML files, like different named XML files. At least that's what I think. Here, really quickly, let's just look at Mayan as well. Let's see, Ethiopia. She's not under Mayan. Wait, what? How's she not under Mayan? Poland, Nubia, Macedonia, Indonesia, Gran Colombia, Maya. Oh, here we go. So then we want data, and you guys can find this yourself. Let's see. I think it should be under civilizations, because that's where it normally is. Bias. All right, so start bias. Maya has a tier 2 towards basically every single, it looks like luxury resource. And then a tier 1 towards grass and plains. Then doesn't look like Gran Colombia has any bias. So what does that mean? it means that Maya is actually very likely to spawn, not very likely, but somewhat likely to spawn next to some luxury resources. And you can see they actually had foxes here. So they're a little more likely to get plopped on a map near some resources, where someone like Colombia, or Gran Colombia rather, who doesn't have any bias, doesn't necessarily spawn next to anything spectacular. Now, generally, everyone's gonna spawn next to a luxury resource. I wonder if those were like different luxury resources, like certain luxury resources. Yeah, I actually don't know how that works, because pretty much everyone always has to spawn near luxury resources, right? Maybe they just get like first crack at like the better spot. I actually don't know. So anyways, Teddy's at 5 cities. This actually seems like a pretty balanced game right now. This is Gran Colombia. They are at 5 as well. France is only at 4. France probably had the crappiest of spots, but they did get this nice little wonder over here. And it's a nice little wonder simply because, A, it was going to give them a nice little faith boost for astrology, which you can see they built Stonehenge. But then number 2 also gives them some passive bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it really isn't that great of a wonder. Never mind. I can't really defend what I said. And then Maya's only at 4. Maya had the barbarian invasion, though. And then we got down here with Colombia, which has 5 as well. So I assume Colombia should have a religion. All our religions are not currently done yet. Actually, right now, it's only Catholicism, which was France. So France has the religion. Looks like Maya, Colombia, Ethiopia. Teddy's actually the one falling behind. Now, religion really only comes into play if we're going for a science victory. We forgot to actually switch it to 400 turns, but most likely, and by science victory, I mean score victory. Most likely, though, we're not going to see a score victory. Well, especially now that we have 500 turns, I don't think that's going to happen. Lots of aluminum over here, which is going to be great for Teddy. You figure Teddy should have a bias towards aluminum, though. Right? Because he's got the P51, which I'm assuming requires aluminum. I mean, he did spawn next to 2 aluminum tiles, but whatever. Now, here's the question. So these are actually offering 2 science right now. I'm assuming because it's... Is it because it's volcano exploded, or is it because of the aluminum? If I click on Teddy, is that the same yields? It must be because they exploded, right? Not because of the aluminum? Then again, this mine is also giving him 2 signs. Why is he getting signs for these mines? Huh. Specifically, oh, is that one because of the Machu Picchu? The Machu Picchu doesn't give adjacency signs, right? Does it? I don't think so. And in fact, he just... Oh, no. He just gained more stuff there. I don't know. Do we have any wars early game? Let's go ahead and click through everyone real quick and see if... Oh, my God. I always forget. You can't click there anymore. Use, like, some of the mods you can click there. So he is friendly with everyone. No one's really necessarily on top of each other. So, well, okay. Up at least before this. So I don't imagine we're having any wars yet. And in fact, this might be a little bit more of a peaceful game because everyone seems to have water between each other. Although France and Teddy are probably going to be at war at some point. So, right now, no wars. If we had to look who has the most science, Teddy is cruising in science, which is not unexpected. Simone's doing pretty good as well. We weren't done there. Culturally, Teddy's also kind of doing well as well. What's the military looking like? Pretty balanced, all things considered. Maya doesn't quite have as many troops as she did last time. I wonder if part of that was having to deal with the barbarians, maybe put her a little bit behind. That's bugging me, though. Grab that tribal village there. And then we have the Vatican City here, which I think is at war against France. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. Are they suzerained by America? No. So here is most likely going to be the catalyst. If France can take it, which is a pretty big if because of the mountains, it's a pretty good defensive spot here. Pretty big if. But if France could, then that's probably going to trigger an emergency for Teddy. Now, what's awesome here is, like, put your catapults right here. They're extraordinarily defensive. I mean, obviously the terrain isn't super beneficial here, but it's just kind of great just from the standpoint of, like, you can't actually hit it with any of your units. Archer could hit it, and that's exactly what's happening. And that catapult's actually going to straight up get murdered here. But yeah, it's looking less and less like France is going to be able to take it over. Mayans are looking a little bit better now. They don't have any barbarians. They also got the Temple of Artemis up here too. They got the Jebel and the Temple of Artemis. Good for them. If we scroll over here to Gran Colombia, what wonders do you got? You got the Oracle. You have pyramids. And I thought he had another one. Wasn't he working on another one? Maybe it was the Temple of Artemis we saw. I remember seeing another one being built. Yeah, I think it maybe was the Temple of Artemis. Oh, no, I think it was the Great Library. Yeah, so did that help him catch up at all? No, not at all. Not at all. Ethiopia is kind of falling behind up here, I have to say. Yeah, Ethiopia is not doing too great, even though this terrain's not terrible. Actually, I mean, I think this is pretty good terrain. What I would end up running with, like, where's your capital? Yeah, if he would have grabbed the Pantheon that gives him the extra production on these marshlands, dude, he would have some really sexy tiles here because he's got a lot of marshlands. He ended up conquering Singapore. He is now bordering Gran Colombia too, so they should be at war with each other before too long. Teddy and France are still not at war, but they do not like each other. Teddy's popping out crossbows. All right, how early is that? High. So Archer's there. Ooh, okay, this is a very interesting tech tree. Yeah, we hadn't really seen the randomization look like this, where it's been broken into 3 different groups. So, question is, yeah, this is what sucks. So Iron's down here, but then you have to go through this tree to get to Swordsman, which is really terrible. Where's Crossbows? Oh my god, dude, he's all the way up here. Like, oh my gosh, he's already in Renaissance era. It's turn 86! Jeez! My god, dude, Teddy, calm down. Calm down. Anything major here that we're noticing? Not really. Not really. Who has the most culture? I mean, I guess it's Teddy, so he's a little behind in culture. Well, compared to, you know, his science at least. Like, he still only has a tier 1 government. Yeah, he only has a tier 1 government still. But he's rolling around almost with musketmen. That's just great. That's just great. What are we at? We should probably wrap this episode up here because we got a nice little pause here. I know we didn't get super far in, but we did get a lot. Well, we did have that, well, basically, what, like 50 turns before we're like, yeah, we should probably restart. And I'm glad we did. I think this is going to be a really good play for us to see whether or not someone can win an easy diplomacy victory, because everyone's going to have a pretty fair shot at it. Most likely this will end up being a science victory, and it's looking more and more like a Teddy science victory, to be honest. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, I wonder if this Teddy is just doing better because it's this Teddy compared to the other Teddy, because this is a different Teddy. So I'm wondering if maybe this is giving him a slight advantage. Oh, he's actually Void Singers this time too. You're Owls. Ethiopia, Void Singers. Gran Colombia, Vampires. Vampires. Dang it! Someone give me Vampires! And then where was Maya? Vampires? Owls. Dang it, no one likes Vampires, man. Crap. Alright, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, drop a like, comment. Let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, share your support. And France got completely destroyed by Vatican City. Nice. Good job. Good job. Later, everybody.